Hello class, today we're going to go over the 1.2 Part A notes in Survey of Algebra. These notes go over how to solve two-step equations. So we're going to do multiple problems where we solve the equation and then check our solution. For the first problem we have x divided by 3 minus 7 equals 11. Whenever you have two-step equations, you always want to move the addition or subtraction first before doing any multiplication or division. So here, we want to move this plus 7 first. To move it, we do the opposite. So I subtract 7. If I subtract it from the left, I also have to subtract it from the right. I bring down my x over 3. Plus 7 and minus 7 cancel out. Bring down my equal sign. 11 minus 7 is 4. Now, x over 3, another way of saying that is x divided by 3. So if it's x divided by 3, to move the 3, we need to do the opposite. We need to multiply it by 3. Notice the 3 is on top when I multiply by 3. If I put it on the bottom, it wouldn't go away. So if I multiply by the top, then they cancel out because there's one on top and one on bottom. We also have to do the same thing on the other side. This gives us x equals 12. Now, to check your answer, we're going to use the original problem, x over 3 plus 7 equals 11, and I will replace x with what we got. So we got 12 for x. I get 12 over 3 plus 7 equals 11, and now I'm going to simplify. 12 divided by 3 is 4, plus 7 equals 11. Well, 4 plus 7 is in fact 11. Since both sides end up being the same number, we are correct. For problem number 2, it's a little different. We have 8x minus 3x plus 1 equals 11. I first noticed that we have 8x minus 3x. Those are like terms. We can combine those to get 5x plus 1 equals 11. Now I'm going to do addition or subtraction to start getting x alone. So here I have a plus 1. To move it, I need to subtract 1. The 5x comes down. The 1's cancel out. I bring down my equal sign, and then 11 minus 1 is 10. Now, if this is 5 times x, to move the 5, I need to do the opposite and divide both sides by 5. So I get x equals 2. Now, I'm going to check my answer. I use my original problem, 8x minus 3x plus 1 equals 11. 8 times 2 minus 3 times 2 plus 1 equals 11. So I replaced all my x's with the answer I got. 16 minus 6 plus 1 equals 11. 16 minus 6 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. So notice it works out. Both sides end up being the same number. Checking is a great way to make sure you're doing your work right. On problem number 3, we have 9x minus 3 equals 18. I'm going to start by moving that minus 3. To do it, I'm going to have to do plus 3, which is the opposite. The 9x comes down. The 3's cancel out. 18 plus 3 is 21. I'm going to divide both sides by 9. X is now alone. Now 21 divided by 9 does not divide evenly. But we can simplify by dividing top and bottom by 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So your final answer would be 7 over 3. To check it, we'll plug that into the original problem. So 9 times 7 over 3 minus 3, and we'll see if that equals 18. To multiply 9 by 7/3, I'm going to multiply straight across. Notice I put the 9 over 1. So 9 times 7 is 63. 1 times 3 is 3. 63 divided by 3 is 21. And 21 minus 3 is in fact 18. So it works. For number 4, I'm going to start by moving the 2. So I'm going to add 2 to each side. I get 5/4 x equals 35. Now to get rid of a fraction, we have to multiply by what's known as the reciprocal. The reciprocal is where you flip the fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 4 over 5. Notice how this would cancel out because you have 4 on top, 4 on bottom, 5 on top, 5 on bottom. So x is alone. I'm going to put the 35 over 1. You can multiply straight across and then divide, or you could cross reduce. 5 goes into 35 7 times. So we get 7 times 4, which is 28. To check our answer, we can plug it in again. 5 over 4 times 28 minus 2 equals 33. You put the 28 over 1. Again, we can cross reduce. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 5 times 7 is 35. Minus 2. 35 minus 2 is in fact 33. Notice I am showing all my steps when I check all the way down to the same number on both sides. It's really critical that you do that to get full credit. For number 5, I'm going to start by moving the 13. So I'm going to subtract 13 from each side. I get 7x equals negative 35. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 7. Negative 35 divided by 7 is a negative 5. So notice signs are important as well. We need to make sure we're paying close attention to signs. Now I'm going to check. 7 times negative 5 plus 13 equals negative 22. 7 times negative 5 is negative 35. Negative 35 plus 13 is in fact negative 22. So our answer is correct. Our last problem for today, 1/3 x plus 4 equals 12. I'm going to begin by moving the plus 4. I'm going to subtract 4 from each side. I get 1/3 times x equals 8. Now we have another fraction like we did before. To get rid of the fraction, remember we are going to multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1 over 3 is 3 over 1. I do that to both sides. Notice this cancels out. X is now alone. You could put the 8 over 1 as well, or you can just get rid of the ones entirely. 8 times 3 is 24. Then our last check of the day, 1/3 times 24 plus 4 equals 12. Put the 24 over 1. You can multiply straight across if you want. 1 times 24 is 24. 3 times 1 is 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. And 8 plus 4 is, in fact, 12. And that's it for these notes. If you have any questions, be sure to contact your teacher.